Hi everyone, and welcome to the broadcast for today. My name is Natalie Ledwell, for those people joining in for the first time. And it is my honor, pleasure, and my privilege to do these broadcasts for you each week. Today, my subject is going to be how to adopt empowering daily rituals for success. Okay, so I think we all understand the importance of our daily rituals and how when we start the day the right way, it actually sets us up for the entire day, week, month, whatever we're looking at. I'm going to talk about some reasons why it's so important, some of the great rituals that you can do, and what's some of the science that's going on in our brain when this happens. If you are here on the broadcast, please make sure that you say hi, let me know where you're from, just give you a little cheerio. And also, if there's anything that I say that's kind of resonating with you, just make sure you click the heart or the little like button next to it, so I know that some of the information is landing. Also, I encourage you to share the video. When you do that, you don't leave the video, but you can share it. It goes to your timeline. It makes it easy for you to reference the information. Also gives you some positive Facebook juju, and it gives us some positive Facebook juju. So it's all positive all round, which is great. Good to see my good friend Lynette Butt here, darling. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome. So here I am in San Diego. I'm here downtown. Actually, let me see if you can see some of the view I've got going on here. It's kind of really pretty downtown. The only challenge downtown is that we have sirens, and I know that with Bella, we were just the fire siren. She howls like a hound, which is hilarious because she's teeny tiny. So I had to wait a little minute before I started because we have a siren going past. Lucky Lisa from Cairns. Is that where you're from, Lisa? Great to see you, darling. Susan Ralph, good to see you here as well. Adelaide, if my memory serves me correctly, is where Susan's from. So today, like I said, we're talking about daily rituals. And I remember when I did the inspiration show, and I was doing that show for maybe 5 years. And in the beginning, I used to have, I forget what I used to call the segment, but I would be interviewing people like Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey and Jack Canfield and, all those guys. And I would always ask them, what is their daily ritual? What is the daily routine? And they all had a very succinct, very clear and very similar daily ritual practice that they had. So I find that when we can get to a place where we can incorporate these daily success rituals, especially when they get to a point where they're unconscious, so that when we're doing them, it's like cleaning your teeth or having a shower, or when you get up in the morning and you've got this routine about how you bathe and moisturize and do your hair and all that kind of thing. There's a similar routine that you go through every day. Well, this is when it comes to these success rituals, how we want you to get to, or what the point we want you to get to when you're incorporating these, so they're just an average normal part of your day. Now, all of these rituals are designed to obviously set you up energetically, spiritually, mentally, physically for the day. And when they become an unconscious part of your routine, you're really in a place where, you find yourself going, everything always seems to work out for me, or I'm a master manifester. And it's because you have the foundation right. And you're doing it without really consciously thinking about it. So that's kind of the point that we want to get to. Let's see, Kitty Crafty. Hello, Kitty Crafty. So finally glad to catching up live. I know, I'm thinking I haven't heard that name before. Good to see you here. Anna Passos from Brighton in the UK. Hi, Anna. Patricia, good to see you here, Patricia. Patricia Kuba and Christy Bishop. Hi, Christy. Good to see you here as well. So when it comes to doing these, daily empowering rituals, it depends. Like when you, let me think about this now. Let me ask you a question. So when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you do? So type your answer here into the comment box so I can see, what that is. So I have a routine, but what I have found, and this is personally what's been happening with me, because, the last 6 months, for those of you who've been following me for a while, I've been renovating a place in LA. I also set up a new place in Vegas. So I've been traveling a ton. So I haven't been in my routine. I haven't been in my place. And I've been in different time zones. It's been crazy. So I've noticed that I've started to fall into some bad habits in the morning. And one of my very bad habits that I'm going to be eliminating is that when I wake up, the first thing I do is reach for the phone. So when I do that, I'm instantly getting sucked into a negative vortex of what's going on in my emails, and then because of that, I'm racing what needs to happen for the day, and I've fallen out of the practice of what I used to do to set myself up in the morning. So so what is it that you do first thing in the morning? You know, think about that. What is the first thing that you do? And is this something that's setting you up for success? Okay, so what Christy is saying, I'm in Colorado, just signed up for the webinar, got a big package, Dream of Growing. Excellent, Christy. Welcome to the community, and I'm so glad that that you I think it's the USN package that you've got, and I'm so looking forward to working with you in that program. That's going to be fantastic. Yes. Anka, I don't know where you're coming from, but you're saying good evening. Oh, Connie, good to see you here, Connie. Maureen McCard from the UK. So Christy's saying prayer, meditation, and crystal healing for myself. So that's the first thing you do in the morning. That's awesome. But now that is a great way to start the day. Lisa Wami saying coffee. You know, I also, so I can't do coffee first thing in the morning. It's just too acidic on my stomach. But I've been moving away from red meat, moving away from coffee, and I've been replacing it with tea. And I think if you've seen a couple of my past broadcasts, my girlfriend Zena Muzika has a new tea company called Club Magic Hour, or magichour.com, Club Magic Hour actually. And so one of my favorite blends of hers is almond matcha, and she uses like fair trade tea and, you know, fresh almonds. It is just like, oh my goodness, it's like a very good replacement for coffee. So Anna's saying, waking up, first thing I do is thank for life and everything I've got. Now that is a fantastic way to start the day. I love it, Anna. Lucky Lisa saying, Saturday I reach for my phone and turn the Wi-Fi on. Yes, I know. I'm doing the same thing. And I remember a friend of mine, Jim Quick, he's a friend of mine that teaches a lot of how to use your memory. He works a lot with actors so they can remember their lines. And he was saying that, you know, all the successful people he knows don't even have the phone in the room. So I'm going to start doing that and have it, you know, outside so that I'm not being disturbed through the evening. Anko saying I do meditation, and then you get ready for work. Excellent. Sandy DeWolf, good to see you here, Sandy. Patricia Cooper saying I look out the window from the view in the sky. Done since I was a kid, then it starts my day, connects me with all. Yeah, you know what? And it's great when you can actually do that and you can connect in and you're having that mindful and conscious moment. It's awesome. Oh, Anka's from Romania. Hi. Okay. Christy, no caffeine, no red meat, mostly blueberries and yogurt. Yes. Yeah, I found I was getting into the habit of eating meat at every meal. So I've actually pulled back on that, and I'm feeling much better for it. So Maureen McCarb is saying, first thing in the morning when I open my eyes, I have a sign that says, you're amazing. I read it 3 times. Wow, that's fantastic. So Mauro Cardenas is saying, hi from Florida, usually 5 to 7 a.m. Joe Dispenza meditation. Now that is also amazing and fantastic way to start the day as well. So if you have the right routine, the right daily rituals that you have in the morning, you know, the benefits, and I've got a whole list of the benefits that we've got here. And if there's any of these that you'd like more of, just click the little heart button that's next to the comment box there. Like, you know, confidence, you know, is that something you need more of? Productivity. I mean, I'm going to put my hand up for that. There's never enough hours in the day. You know, and I like to squeeze more in, so it could definitely be more productive, be more calm, or be more intuitive. That I like, because that really helps to give me, you know, insight on what direction I need to go. More empathetic. Ooh, I like that. More fulfilled, more wealthy, more healthy, or more happy. So is there anything out of those that that you think that you could really deal with some more with? Yeah, I can see all the hearts going up, right? I mean, it's interesting how something simple like having the right morning routine can really change everything up for us. So I'm going to share a little bit about what I do with my daily routine. So, and a lot of you know, I mean, I do meditate in the mornings if I wake up at 4 a.m. I seem to get like all my downloads then, and if I'm kind of woken, then I'll you know, write down all those, and then I'll do a meditation then, like a Joe Dispenza meditation. If not, when I'm waking up, and it's normally around 6:30 in the morning, I have my little ritual when I'm asking my question to the divine. So I'm asking, this is when my eyes are still closed, my brain's just kicking in, I'm in theta, so I'm more coherent with the unified field. And from that place, I ask my question for the day, which I've actually set for myself the night before. So I can figure out, how to move through a challenge, what action I need to take that day, or just to sort to use my time that day. So that's one of the things that I do every morning. The next thing I do is that when I get up, I like to exercise. I don't normally eat before I exercise, so I like to just go out and do my exercise, and I try and mix it up. But anything that I do exercise-wise, I'm listening to an audiobook when I'm doing that. So I'm actually, exercising, but with all the endorphins and everything that's running through my system, it really helps me to get some more ideas as well. And it's a really good way for me to learn. I also do my gratitude walk, which is what I do with Bella. So when I take my little puppy out, it's my trigger or my thing that I do when I drop into my gratefuls. Or in having one of those mindful walks where I'm just, appreciating everything around me. The sun shining, we're having the June gloom situation here in California right now, so really appreciating that. So making sure that is my morning routine. In the afternoons, if I haven't meditated in the morning, I like to meditate, after lunch, because after lunch is when that's when I'm working on my projects. So I'll watch a mind movie about the project that I'm working on, and it's, as you know, for most of you who've been following me for a while, it's the kids' curriculum. And then I do a meditation. So it's like I'm a clean slate, and I'm energetically clean, I'm mentally clean, I'm just ready for this whole, stepping into this next part of the day. So for me, that's something that I really, really love to do. And then, of course, at night, it's my gratefuls. Again, writing down a gratitude journal. And I don't do this as often as I probably should, but journaling as well. I'm finding that's, really, asking questions or just starting to write and writing about the day, and then, having that insight to come through. So that is my routine in the afternoon. So what are some of the things that you do on a daily basis that really sets you up? I know that our morning routine is, what really sets up the foundation for the day, but when we're consistently doing that throughout the day, what is it that really sets you up for that? Okay, let's see. Kitty's saying, sorry, more assertiveness and confidence, right? I love that. And especially when when we're doing these kinds of exercises and we're doing these rituals, we're shutting down the ego mind, we're shutting down the subconscious mind or analytical mind. And what we're doing is we're tapping into the essence of who we really are. So we're tapping in, because that voice that we hear in our head, that's not you. That is the programming that we have in our head. You are the person that's observing those thoughts. You are the essence or the divine part of who you are, the soul of who you are. That's who you truly are. So that when you can have these quiet moments and make that a daily ritual, you're really communing and merging back with your soul, with the person, the essence of who you truly are. Okay. Vladimira, good to see you, Vladimira. Got an evening routine. Reiki. That's going to be a great start the next day, so I sleep so well. Ooh, I like that. Christy Bishop saying, cannot get enough of all of these. Been on my radar for some time. The best you can do yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong. Yes, right? And I love all of that. I love the fact that, Christy, that you're choosing these types of exercise. Like, I call yoga my spiritual exercise. So yes, I'm like stretching and it's strength and everything, but I'm having this moment. It's one of these things where I really feel like I'm communing again with my soul when I do that, because I'm able to drop in and really be in my body, and I'm able to shut out my analytical mind and really focus on what I'm doing. So I love that. Julia Ostrowski, hello. She's saying it's smudging. Oh, I like that. Like sponging the house, and the very smell grounds me. I love it. Susan, sorry, you're in Melbourne. I thought you were in Adelaide. Have you moved? I don't know. Lucky Lisa saying, I like to also do at least 10 minutes of heart coherence to set me up for the day, right? Because the more coherent we can be, the better that is. So what I want to do is go through, and when you're doing these exercises, remember that, and I talk a lot about this in Ultimate Success Masterclass. It's not necessary that you're doing the exercise. That's the actual doing of it is part of it. And of course, the more repetitively we do this, the more we're creating that neural pathway, it becomes part of our normal routine, and we sort of get into the, into the swing of it, and it becomes a normal part of our day. But it's more than just the doing of it. It's what we're feeling at the time. Like if you're writing down your gratefuls, unless you're actually feeling grateful and really marinating in the emotion of gratitude, then that's defeated the purpose of doing that particular exercise. If you're meditating or having one of those mindful moments, you can quiet your mind, but unless you're actually feeling like you're in commune with the essence or the divine part of who you are, then you've kind of missed the point of doing that exercise as well. So making sure that you're sort of in the emotion of that, and rather than just going through and ticking all these like tasks off a list, you want to be in the feeling emotion of it all. So I have a few questions which you can ask yourself that is going to really help you to get into a deeper energy of these success rituals that you're doing. So you could ask yourself things like, have I inspired myself? Or I've inspired myself with success rituals of people that I look up to. Is my chosen success ritual aligned with my personal goals? Now, this question actually brings up an important point. Sometimes we go, right, I'm going to start doing these success rituals. I'm going to start, changing my routine. And when we decide that we're going to take on, say, 10 new rituals at once, we're kind of setting ourselves up for failure. And it means it's harder for us to be able to actually get in there and make these a routine. So maybe choose one or two, get really comfortable, get that routine going, and then take on a couple more. So whatever you think is more in alignment with the goals that you're trying to reach, then choose those rituals